afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and everything amazing Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane. Master Propaganda Hero, like defender of the fatherland, off here to a 1 vs 1 on Crossroads with the Commander, a new Commander mark there, highlighting some of them. In this case, it will be Urban Assault. I believe it's called here for the Americans, and with for Momo4sho, funding for America, Freedom, Democracy. Here, the 2nd Infantry Division as the North. It's VonIvan with the Obo Commander West, and it's going to be playing the Grand Offensive Commander. Fighting here for the Führer Grenadier Brigade with Goliaths and infantry positions there. They're not going to matter too much. Note, by the way, due to how the mod works, we can actually see the commanders. They're sort of slightly done differently here in the Commander mod. So that's a bit of a thing there. So while we'll be able to see a lot of things sort of happening because of them, we can't actually directly see them. And for some here, they're now, for example, Panzerfusiliers now are built from the command headquarters. You can see they also have slightly different headquarters. So, you know, again, highlights how they're working there. So that's, for example, one of the bigger changes there as an example. Rifles can get access to a rifle grenade upgrade or rifle grenade launch, and the rifle can be upgraded or get access to Molotovs, and they call it incendiary devices. So that's a little fun one there. Panzer is almost done here for VonIvan. Folks heading northwards to the munitions jump house for the fuel point. First Panzerfusilier squad out. 5-man squads now. They can be upgraded either with Panzerschrecks, which then also give them access to telemines. They lose the anti-tank grenade, or then get access to the recon package. Also increases the squad size for one base and turn into sort of regular old Panzerfusilier squads. Though I have to admit, I feel a bit apprehensive about a 5-man team with double Panzerschrecks. It sort of gives me bad memories of Volksgrenades with just also 5-men only had one access to one Panzerschreck, but you know, we're kind of a bit on the nuttier side of things very quickly. Anyways, pushing east here with Momo4sho and America. So using points here in the west with the Sturmpioniere. So yeah, it'll be a bit tricky sort of keep track of things because again we can't actually see sort of their full doctrinal choices here and all that. So again we sort of have to rely on a lot of other things sort of get an idea of it, which is always going to be amusing. The urban defense sort of seems to make a mix of a few sort of things that has access to Molotovs, rifle grenades, as I mentioned there. Also upgrade dozer blades for the Shermans, get access I believe to the Calliope, and also access to ranges and some coal and smoke. So there's a bit going on there. There's the Grand Offensive has, as mentioned here, the Panzerfusiliers, infrared assault rifle upgrades for the Obersoldaten, I believe tactical movement, and also get access to the command Tiger tank. And also push here for the house here. Jump on these Panzersoldaten getting the reactions arriving inside the house here, hitting one of the weak spots of the house that there's not really that many windows to fire that with. There's still some, so that way gains fire superiority there. Slowly bleeding up Momo4sho's forces here. Captain out here for Momo, he's taking up fast here versus Phenomenon in the German army. Panzerfusiliers are being bled out in the end though, even with that much firepower, it is not enough here. At least not at these ranges up against rifle and the rear echelons. So Phenomenon's assault here against the house rather falls apart. Sandbags being thrown down here by the Volksgrenades in the west. In the east, another Panzerfusilier squad is heading out, and we got a big push here of Momo4sho, backing up here this time with rifle grenades on the rear echelons. He's going to have to fall back here pretty fast. As Momo4sho continues the assault, we'll obviously he goes for double rifle grenade launches, just going to be one and then some hazard removal. We got Captain Folks in the west, Panzerfusiliers moving eastwards there to get out the point there. Back here, troops are reinforcing. No healing yet here for VonIvan and the Führer Grenadier Brigade. Ready to sneak up here, charging forwards. And there you go, Panzerfusiliers Sturmpanzers is moving ahead. It's going to have to fall back with them so they can sort of fire their rifle grenades safely. Pushing off VonIvan, but still aggressive play there. Momo4sho against VonIvan. There you go, rifle grenade straight off in the midst, does a bit of damage there, not enough. Still, Panzers end up falling back here. Simply too much firepower, and head-on assault here is simply not advisable. Tank types going up here as Momo4sho is seemingly setting up some sort of pin here against VonIvan, denying access to his western resources. In the west here, Captain routed by the Volksgrenades in the far east. Panzers are moving up here. More forces are being routed eastwards as VonIvan realizes perhaps that this isn't going to work out immediately. So rather than dispatches head into a wall here, VonIvan's already looking to shift the axis of attack against his opponent. A good move there. But lots of Volksgrenades in the way, but of course not nearly as many as the Panzerfusiliers. Half track from Momo4sho. We got a fanning position up here for Momo as well by the cutoff point. So he's really going hard in here against VonIvan. And apparently are popping the rifle grenade Rearson squad in it. Question is, do they then get access to 2 rifle grenades? A sort of fight at the moment. It's just going to be that one rifle grenade launcher. Nope, they get 2. So you basically sort of get an improvised mortar emplacement. Seems pretty cheeky. Also seems like they just sort of randomly switching who gets to fire it, but again that makes sense with rifle grenades since it wasn't a special attack, it was just something you stuffed into the rifle and just fired it. And like with the German rifle grenades, you just had to add an attack on top of the rifle and then fire it. Against then technically, I mean again, wasn't a special rifle needed. Anyways, rifle grenades being flung all over the place here by Momo4sho's fighting position here. Sturmpani is taking losses, rifle reactions there at Vetting 2. With 5 kills so far, lots of rifle grenades going up. Facilities managed to capture the car point there. Punches have been flanked with the half which got the Panzerfaust hit with an anti-tank rifle grenade. Bases their cluster being wiped up. Probably should have shoot them before he ends up losing them, since it would suck to lose that. Otherwise expensive upgrade here, but there you go. Reassurance. Oh, they're pushing back the full screen and Stumpers. There you go. Rifle grenade on the retreat path. Oh no! What on the full screen of these? That is devious. So, VonIvan's been able to reconnect his resources. He also gotten at least both fuel points, one way or the other, under his control. The one that has not been connected still. That doesn't mean that VonIvan, despite everything, might actually be gaining a fuel advantage here against Momo, whose reactions I don't think will be able to maintain this position for much longer. They're too low in health and could, fall during another assault here by VonIvan. Back here, troops seem reinforcing. We've got the mechanized regiment headquarters going out there for VonIvan. It's going to be some lighter vehicles to pressure against Momo. Tank types going up here, fighting position getting the 50 caliber. Half track to go there for the 2nd Infantry Division. Back here, anti-tank and being hauled forwards by Momo. He's clearly worried about any sort of light vehicles there from VonIvan, certainly expecting the Lux or Puma, which is not a bad assumption there to make, since that's very much part of the core Oberkommando West meta at the moment. Finding position almost done, but again those reactions are almost themselves done. More tank traps up here from Momo. Sturmpine flanking up with a Panzerschreck. Very nice hit. There we go. Double rifle grenades hurling through the skies, but the air, but not quite hitting. Half taking up support here. There you go. Double rifle grenades again. Getting some damage in. The variations I still feel like quite exposed there. Close to Veterinary 3 and with 9 kills. Forces Sturmpines with half tech and ambulance on the way there for Momo. Troops being blasted out of the open. More rifle grenades flying at them. Is he going to rush the ambulance up there to reinforce the troops to the front line, maybe? I mean, that'd be something. Still more rifle grenades going off there, folks are taking losses. Yes, so there we go, gain the 8th level. Cheeky. Sturmpane folks there in the east. We got pushing about VonIvan again with Panzerfusilerer. Noting no upgrades yet, he doesn't have the resource. Well, we got the Lux on the way here for VonIvan and the Führer Grenadier Brigade. Sturmpane is also taking that here by the reactions again. More rifle grenades just being dispatched, flying through the skies and blowing apart the local countryside. Here the Panthers continue to break through. For now, Momo is remaining ardent and stout, refusing to budge, well, too much. And there goes, in fact, rushing out of the ambulance here to reinforce the troops to the front line so they don't have to rush all the way back and quickly back into the fighting position. Looks halfway done here for VonIvan. Reactions there reinforcing healing. In fact, the reactions with the rifle grenades are so far the units have gotten their most kills out of any of Momo4sho's got. In fact, it might also be of the Germans more than any of the German troops, so it only shows what this little combo can do in the right place. And I could see it becoming popular in some circumstances, and that's a bit of an annoyance. But anyways, looks of ramming here for VonIvan and the German army. Heading for the car on there, more rifle grenades up here for Momo4sho. He's clearly not worried about any mines here from VonIvan. Though he has to quickly fall back here, realising he's a bit exposed. He was actually close to getting the point neutral. He was very close. Moving out on the west, Luke's moving in there. Panzerfusilerer Sturmpane is backing up, half taking up in a bad spot here for him. Anti-tank coming to the centre alongside the fighting position, but there you go. Heavy fire there on it. We've got the rear moving up there. Anti-tank rifle grenades do not work against the Lux. Anti-tank's going to go set up. Still, half check could end up taking a lot of damage here from Lux, and he's going to keep out. He's getting out of the arc of fire just in the nick of time. Really close here though. Taking half fire from half check, but he does get it here with Lux, but he might get hit with an anti-tank rifle grenade. Now he's going for the anti-tank gun, trying to provide as much armor for Lux for infantry to arrive. Fighting position still remains a problem. Almost got the anti-tank gun here with Lux. Closing in there on Veteran 2, and there you go. Oh, ambulance reinforced it just the nick of time, and the Lux gets abandoned. That's really not good luck there for VonIvan, but great for Momo. And there you go, more off grenades. Jump on to mention they destroyed the Lux before Momo4sho can get his hands on it. In the southeast territory being grabbed, VonIvan has lost all his full skirmishes. He's down just to the Panzerfusilerer and the Sturmpani. He's got one squad upgraded by now. Improving now a bit, and there you go, grenade off. Note that the Panzerfusilerer's grenade by the way has been upgraded, so it packs a bit more punch. Panzerfusilerer retreating, got another Lux on the way here for VonIvan and the German army versus Momo4sho, who is not taking up yet. One notice he does lack some suppressive weapons beside the fan position. You need to help deal with all of VonIvan's infantry. Of course, that's likely what VonIvan is looking to exploit. Relying on aggression and infantry mobility here versus Momo4sho. But yeah, his troops have certainly seen quite a beating here from his opponent. Quite the beating. But VonIvan, of course, is not deterred. He fights for Germany. Western Point being seized, and we got mines going down there as well. Panzer squad, they're almost at full strength, and so they are ready once more. Second looks out here as well for VonIvan. In the far east here, southeast, we got the riflemen seizing the points here as well. Austrian Pioneers Panzers coming up, we got no Fulton leaders left, they are gone. They have ceased to be. Caught here by the funding position on the car point. Looks coming in here, catching the reactions with the rifle grenades, which of course are of no use. And there we go, we got smoke bombs caught in the parent. That's also part of the jobs, and they change and make some changes. I can't quite keep track of them, so I'm likely missing out a few things here. Might be what they replaced tactical with it did. And his panzers going up here. One's with the G35s charging in first, cutting down a lot of rifle, backed up with the regular ones. Steel Panics hanging back here, not joining in the fun. There we go, 9 kills. Riflemen taking further and further casualties. Lacking munitions for another grenade going great here for flashing at some of Momo's forces. Still, he's got the numbers, and there you go. Momo is forced to abandon the eastern field point, but the western one he still holds. MD34 for now to help deal with some Momo's infantry, very good. Seizing points in the east. Back here, we got take up for Momo4sho and the 2nd Infantry, bringing up the major there in tanks. We got more mines going down there from him. He's swift about that, very good. Looking to catch up that Lux and destroy it. Meanwhile, more progress in the east for VonIvan. And the MD34 is up. Panzers moving westwards, but they're going to encounter some severe resistance here from Momo still. We won't dig in so hard here in the west centre. I mean, going east is the right move, I think. More mines here. We can see that Momo's making aggressive use on the that way, try and trip up VonIvan's vehicles, and for that there's a future heavier armour. Making it easier for us to deal. We've got repair partners on there to help repair the Lux. Very good move here. Panzer this squad makes all the way back there. North you got the Panzer catching the Mega by the fuel point. In the south you got a push here by Momo as well. Gonna attack the fuel point on the victory point. We got 487 versus 295 for now, so looking a bit behind here compared to his opponent. Up northwest, Panzer was dealing with a major, cutting them down. There you go, grenade off as well, and a major explosion. Almost taking out the entire unit, and there you go. Pop goes the Weasel, rather terminally. And you feel come on their flank, but not the points themselves. It seems Lux is almost good to go. Sturm Pioneers, Panzer is moving up for another assault against the armies. More there is still some time off from any tanks. We've got Rangers instead here with the Thompsons. Note they also added this little thing there, bazooka experts, meaning that Rangers or bazooka or paratroopers, they use bazookas, they gain a bonus in penetration and damage with them, meaning they can use them better. So that's a little fun note there, and a little addition they made here as well. Rangers moving forward, back up with the rifle, got the Lux opening up, and the Rangers of course will find that without bazookas they're not going to get anywhere against that tank. In the centre you got Racers being flanked, fighting in flank position actually by the CoH2 I spoke to. The Sturmpans deal with it with a Panzerschrecks. Very nice flank there for VonIvan. Again, a real good flanking versus opponent, rather than just constantly try to break through here with sheer bloody mindedness. He's looking to outmaneuver his opponent, catch him off guard, and that way punish him. And this we got again Momo4sho, because I think too much in the centre here leaves him a bit vulnerable in that sense. We got the Rangers moving up, of course Lux is able to respond easily. Now the MD-34 for VonIvan to help deal with Momo's infantry, hits a light tank, anti-tank mine. Lux under fire from the anti-tank gun, but there you go. Rangers charging the Panzer Fusiliers, but they're taking damage from the tank. Quick maybe pop a grenade here. Intense facts. Finding him, we got veteran feeling the Panzer Fusiliers, very good. Forced retreat though. Lux with 2 kills, grenades off. Sherman on the way there for Momo. And the 2nd Infantry in the south, right moving ahead here. Straight into the arc of fire, the MD-34, they're moving in at a certain range, so the MD-34 might be able to suppress them before they happen. And there we go. Captain Rabbit in the west, looks like that's going to be wiped here in service of Deutschland, and there you go. Getting rid of one of Momo4sho's units. It's going to be helpful in the Rifle here though, pinned down right at the very edge of the MD-34 sack of fire. That is pretty lucky there for VonIvan. So he's going to have to retreat in there. Jump hard fire goes to Rifle in the centre. Noting Molotovs, of course, they are available. Now that he's got enough command, or got his requisite elements. Puma on the way for VonIvan to help deal with any sort of armour, and there goes Sherman out, adding the bulldozer blade and the 50 caliber. So that's going to be a bit of a challenge there for VonIvan to deal with. MD-34 forced to retreat. He's got the race moving up with all of the rifle grenades. Panzer is being retreated in the Sherman as it moves up the west side. Puma almost done there for VonIvan, and the Fuhrer Grenadier Brigade almost. But not quite. More mines going down there for a Momo4sho, and there we go. The Puma arrives. The 234-2 looks still in repairs. Panzers, I think, are trying to just buy time there for the Puma to get in there and then try and take it out. So the faster he can knock out that Sherman, the better. So before it adds the bulldozer. Oh, it already has it. Never mind then. There we go, and imagine that was waiting for the Puma to arrive so we can sort of, get off an anti-tank rifle grenade actually damage the engine out. The Sherman is actually easy prey for the Puma because the Sherman is now too slow to sort of really surprise the Puma, and the Puma can easily just keep at a sort of safe distance to snipe away at it without the Sherman being in most cases able to respond. There we go, the anti-tank and flank up. We got smoke down here that looks good rush at the anti-tank gun. Of course, our mines nearby could hit. Almost got the Sherman here. Anti-tank trying to shoot and take the Puma. That's when we got. There you go, hits the mine and gets the main gun knocked out, but still. Sherman's about to go down into the Puma, and there we go. Momo4sho getting punished for sending a Sherman tank versus VonIvan. Of course, he might lose the Puma, and remember there going from moving to screen that off, and even the looks he might survive, which would be pretty fortunate there for VonIvan, and a bit of a problem for Momo, of course. Around the center, MD-34, they're holding up there, but getting flanked with the Rangers. Nice push there by Momo4sho. And that's going to be one dead MD-34. That's going to be obviously in the hands of Momo. That's going to have a great early versus all of VonIvan's Panzer Fusiliers. Noting none have been further upgraded. And there you go, machine gun nicked. In the south here, anti-tank and hanging back. Rifleman moving out, and back here we got troops healing and forcing. Looks there, standing about, and grabbing the fuel punch for Looks needs to get out of there. Looks like he wasn't paying attention. Oh no! I hate when that happens myself. You think you sort of moved it right in place, and then it turns out you didn't, or forgot about it. Well, you had bigger plans to move it out of there, so all the way Looks is down, leaving him just with the Puma now. And this, of course, is on the top of the loss of the MD-34 here to Momo4sho as well. I suppose the only small mercy for him is he used one of his more expensive units to crude with. That is the Rangers, I think. So yeah, that's going to be a bit more expensive to reinforce. VonIvan committing to another Looks. No tech a bit here for VonIvan. Just more light tanks. That's his third Looks actually, by the way. One of it's because he's thinking, if he does get into that situation, he can just equip his Panzer Fusiliers with, double Panzer Strikes and try and hurt his opponent. Certainly, a 5-man squad with Panzer Strikes is going to be really nasty. In particular, a double one. That's going to be harder for the tank to deal with, since there's basically large difference in terms of 4- and 5-man squads performance versus a tank with 5-man squads. It's just harder to wipe because they're sort of in terms of how they work as formations. They're sort of spread out better, so they don't just as easily get taken out by a single shot. There you go, Rangers rushing, the Panzers backed up, but the MD-34 falls from retreat here. It looks not on the flank. Oh, that's the Puma, but the Looks is on the way. And another MD-34 as well here. In the centre, we've got the MD-34 rifle with Racers back up, rifle nets, MD-34 covering up in the house, getting up some damage there. 141 versus 481. VonIvan's going to need some drastic measures, I think, to turn this around. And this could be the reason why he's not taking up, because he needs something now rather than just later. So he's going for the less long-term good solution, but more immediate solution. That way, try and just pressure Momo off those bloody victory points, because he's going to lose more before it's stabilise the thing sufficiently. Feeling enforcing, Puma there, veterancy 1. And there you go, rifle grenade off. Rifle charging there, trying to sneak out at VonIvan. If he's paying attention, it's gonna. Oh, wasn't quite. And there you go, main gun out with the damage. Engine as well, another Sherman all the way here in the east. We got Puma fought over with infantry support. The Oregon on the squad has been upgraded here with double, or with the G43s, none with the double Panzer 6 as of yet. None so far. Another mine there. And strange to the Rangers, though the Rangers shouldn't pose that much of a problem to the Puma, particularly ends up sniping one of them. Alpha 8 to 2. That skirmish with the Sherm definitely did the Puma a lot of good then in terms of experience. Panzer is moving forward here. Closing in on the 3rd level of veterans here. There we go. Puma moving in here, catching the NG34 on a bad spot. Going for the carve point, we got the 2nd Sherman out here for Momo. Can go for a few upgrades, at least one upgrade. I'll have to cover the bulldozer blade. I can actually go for both sides of the bulldozer blade. Apparently now cost man-pound fuel. Interesting choice there. At least I don't recall it always doing that. Panzer's moving up here, veteran fleet. Got the Sherman moving up there. And nice hit on the Panzerverlierer. A bit of skirmishing there. Sherman rapidly pushed back here by the Puma's presence. And now Momo4sho is heavily on the defensive versus VonIvan, despite having one unit not too far ago. Being the one to push VonIvan on the defensive. Good nice play there. Rangers charging forward. Sturmpine is trying to hold the line here versus the Rangers. Thompsons, they might not quite caught it, but MG34 to rescue there. Very good setup there for VonIvan. Sherman charges forwards. Good hit on the Puma, almost got it. Almost got it. I think Momo4sho needs to take a page there from VonIvan's book and begin to hit up the west side here, trying to outmaneuver VonIvan by hitting where he isn't. And there you go. Okay, that's the white phosphorus shell, which is actually available to the Sherman as well. Okay, that might be part of the doctrine, one way or the other. Can't quite remember how. So, little fun note there. Brutal fun here. We got 406 versus 126. I mean, Momo is still enjoying a massive lead over VonIvan here, just being held down by the MG34. Panzer is getting ready to full going here for the rifleman. With ultimately being cut down and forced to retreat. There you go, trotting over for VonIvan. Will it be the Schwer Panzer quarters? Will it be the battle group headquarters? Worth noting that Command Tiger Tank requires all 3 trucks to be built, so you can't just put what you do with the special operation just store for the Command Panther with battle group headquarters and mechanized. You have to go for the Schwer Panzer quarters as well, so it's more likely thing to go for that one first. Maybe just bring out some armor that way first. Release some orbital laden. Momo here starting to feel that things are turning against him, bringing up one to tank and to counteract that. Not a bad idea at all. More mines out there from Momo. He's certainly paranoid there about any vehicular movements from VonIvan. And there you go, grenade off on the rifle, almost taking out the entire unit. A great throw there for VonIvan. Great throw. Panzer is there in a spot shot there versus Sherman. Got the Puma moving up, shooting and gaining veterancy too. Panzer with Sturmpine is filming up the right hand side, looks being fixed up. Very quiet here. At least for a while before things heat up again. Momo4sho though seems to just keep attacking in one direction. Again, he's not trying to push at the west side. Of course, with the Schwer Panzer quarters, it might get slightly harder there for Momo4sho to stay mobile, but They should at least try and attack for now from other angles rather than just head on always. But for now at least, Momo4sho is a true believer there in the frontal assault here against VonIvan. Booming east was there, veteran 2 looks hanging back, maybe for 4 fire support here, and there you go, white phosphorus shell again from the Sherman. Boom, let's now go for a few hits. We got the grenade here as well by the Panzer as it is against the Sherman. I'm guessing if VonIvan might have misclicked. Machine gun almost dead here from the white phosphorus. The white phosphorus shells can't directly kill, though of course they can be even easy to kill. And there you go, Sherman going for the Puma, got smoking off him, give it a full retreating. But this taking out here, and there you go, taking loss here from the Sherman. There you go, 50 cal bomb took out. He doesn't rush through here because he's aware there might be something on this other end of the smoke he's probably not ready for. In the west, we've got to push here forward. We've got the counter-attack here by VonIvan. The Panzer is charging forward to deal this for damaging armies. Closing on one with ace level there. Very good. Almost got the victory point. And there you go, Rifle close being slaughtered here by the Panzer leader. And there you go, ace level. Which basically gives them access to sprint. Oh dear, looks as a mine from Momo. Raven, I think, will have to fall back soon. Sherman will go to her again. He's certainly striking for fuel now, and thus can't begin bringing up more armor here. This is VonIvan, which is what we need to do. As for VonIvan, he could go for Panzer 4, and that is exactly what he does. He goes for the Panzer Kampfwagenfear. And nice shows there. Panzer engaging the relations. I mean, he could try and stall for whatever command type shenanigans he might have planned, but again, with the victory points they are, and the situation as all it is, he could risk quickly lose control of the battlefield here. And there goes Chalmers, the bunched up infantry. Oh, white phosphorus again. Nice uses there, disrupts the formation. Roughing it on the Panzers as they try to get them to cover. Nice hit there, almost got those Steel Pioneers in fact. Moving up to back up. Looks here, Panzers though retreating in face of stiffening American resistance here from the 2nd Division. Sherman sets out close to Veteran 2 here. There you go, Panzer Fart here for VonIvan. Can he also get his Panzer Command upgrade with his doctrine? Again, I can't have full clear picture on what the different commanders do. I know what the Valiant one does, so the best part there, but even then, I'll not be surprised if there were a few surprises. It's a bit difficult to just, get an idea of it because you don't have this. It just slightly also confuses me a bit because I'm just used to having something here, so just casting without it is it's a bit tricky. Raffian does the Puma to check Raffian go off as well, damaging the engine here. Sherman charges forward, and there you go, takes out the Puma. Bit of a blow there to VonIvan. We got the Panther for moving forward here, but we're going to entertain a raid. Of course, still got the Sherman here, and this quick way will be attacked from here by VonIvan. His Panther was already heavily damaged. There you go, down to half health. Sherman though is also at half health. Shot bounce, entertaining the being flanked by the horde of Panzer for this, could also threaten the retreat path here of the Sherman. Good move there with VonIvan. Let's go there by Momo. Certainly shows a bit the difference here in terms of focus on maneuvering. And oh, entertaining appears from the rear, taking it out, but he's not. Still needs to pop smoke down here to get past this. He's not popping it, not white phosphorus or regular smoke. And the Sherman goes down, and the other tank is cleared out as well there. Quite brutal losses on both sides, but looks like VonIvan's getting the better of it here. MG34 being swarmed by Panzerfußleger. Another Sherman there for Momo. MG34 veteran defeat. Sherman halfway done. Sturmpanzer caught salvaging the anti-tank gun for resources. First move there by VonIvan also worked out. Momo4sho can destroy. He's also lost his ranges. He's got a lieutenant out. Not a bad idea. I think he could have gone for that soon to get out some 50 calibers versus his opponent. I think a bunch of machine guns could do a lot of good versus VonIvan and his infantry heavy forces. Skirmishes on the understand as the lieutenant moves forward, but he's getting pelted here by the Lutz and the MG34. Sherman number 2 arrives there for Momo. Actually, that is number 3. 360 versus 126. VonIvan is not allowing Momo any respite here. Sherman net catching the punches by the cuff point. Switching between rounds. There we go. Punches holding up nice, and there you go. Rifle grenade off, flashing them out. Ooh, misses the panzer facility right in front of it, instead hits the house behind it. That's good here for the German crew. Ends up with a retreat here. Another whiff there for Momo, but still on the west side. Seems like VonIvan's lines are battling. Forcing a retreat here. MG on the way there for Momo4sho. That's going to be the 5th caliber to help deal with all of VonIvan's infantry. Arguably he could have done better there with earlier 5th caliber, to be honest. But better late than never in these circumstances, I would say. And there you go, 2nd 5th caliber bomb, or 1st 5th caliber bomb was done in the other machine. It is an MG34. He pilfered. Grabbing the points in these, the Sturm Pioneers Panzer Fusilier troops setting out here. Ambulance hanging back. 352 vs 126. Mines down here by the eastern fuel point, not bad. We got smoke bombs off again. I think in part was just for reconnaissance to figure out what the hell Momo was up to and how he's positioned. Good move there by VonIvan. There go, the assault commences. Rifle sadly not enough to withstand these two, best than 5 Panzer squads advancing. Firing high explosive shells into the midst here of the advancing Germany. Also firing a white phosphorus shell, not bad. Certainly punishes fine for that assault. Almost getting wiped there as well, but the antagonist pushing back the Sherman. Ooh, firing into the smoke there, not doing much in these tier. We got Panzers pushed back here as they encounter a lot of resistance from Momo. Panzer IV number 2 on the way there for VonIvan, plus orbital done this time around. Momo's going for more anti-tanks to replenish the ones he lost, since he did lose a bunch here to VonIvan, and the few are going to be a brigade. Sturm Pioneers here, 23 kills. There's anything good here for VonIvan. Ooh, even an attempt here the stun gun. Oh, he does successfully pull off against Rifle, closing in there, perhaps for an extra kill. Cheeky VonIvan. Panzer IV almost done here for VonIvan. Almost done. MG34 there, suppressing advancing infantry, backed up by machine gun supporting Momo4sho advance here. Panzer IV almost done, Sherman sitting out. Left side, got a machine gun sitting up to cover that as well. All solid round going directed upon the east. We got 296, 126. There you go, great fire there. Need to switch out to armor piercing round to us. The Lukes and the Panzer IV. There you go, Panzer charge coming in. Infantry not, I think good position enough here to withstand VonIvan's counter-attack in the east. And there you go, Panzer IV going for the Sherman. But the anti-tank backing up here for Momo, which is back. Panzer IV almost got it. Smoking off against the anti-tank, and they risk losing his Sherman here against the Panzer IV, which would be quite counterproductive. Bazooka fires well here. Panzer IV gets weak, got Panzer Commander added, needs to get the Sherman out of there. All of a sudden moving forward. See the infantry package, and there goes Sherman, gets the Panzer IV, the bulldozer blade, so having out this time around, and escapes death here by the anti-tank as well. Very close one there for Momo. Bit of a blow there to VonIvan. Should have supported that Panzer with infantry. And Lux is trying to flank the Sherman and take it out. A cheeky move there for VonIvan. Ooh, Sherman shoots and bounces because he's firing high explosive rounds again. Wasn't anticipating he had to fight Lux so fast. He's, I think, trying to bait into the light anti-tank mine here. Will VonIvan take the bait, or will he realise that's just going to be fool's jump? But there you go. Anti-tank rifle net plus anti-tank, and we could see VonIvan lose his other tank, and there you go. The Lux is kaput. VonIvan is not getting it. There we go. Another grenade. By the way, again, it got upgraded. I'm not entirely sure which grenade compares to now. But I think it should be almost as good as a bomb grenade now. Not that it's particularly amazing, but it's better than what it previously was. All of a sudden getting the Infantry Sturmgewehrs, and almost got the MG34 here. There we go, wiped. Grabbing the western point, eastern point being retaken there by Momo. Who can soon go for a second turn, which one's going to have 2 tanks versus VonIvan's none. 243 is on at 21. Troop ceiling reinforcing here by the base, and there you go, second tram away there from Momo4sho. Anti-tank and half liter vet 72. There you go, Infantry Sturmgewehr ready for the Obersoldaten. So they need to be reinforced. I'm guessing VonIvan's going to go for another Panzer IV and hopefully push over a bit better this time around. They're going to take fire exposed to east target for Momo4sho's infantry. He's got a munitions float there, could maybe upgrade with some weapon racks or grenades. Although still I think we're doing Momo4sho quite a bit of good here versus VonIvan. Massive counter-attack here. Fighting countering resistance here from Momo4sho with the 5th cav. Got the Sherman moving up as well here. Returned here by the few being suppressed. Sherman turning forward. Straight into the Sturmpanzer with a punch trick, but it's not quite enough. The Sherman is sailing through them, closing in eventually to the very steadily. Fire the catches is piling up. Almost getting the Sturmpanzers. At least we got Panzer leaders MG34. This is the rifleman here. Note this one has been recruited by Obersoldaten. That's quite expensive in terms of replacements in the longer run. On the other hand, it does do more damage. We got smoke in here from Momo. Troops are healing, reinforcing. Sizable counterattack force here from VonIvan with the Obersoldaten and the Panzers moving in. In the west, we got Germany clashing it out with VonIvan's forces. He's going for the Jagdpanzer now. Achtung. An interesting choice there by VonIvan. Not bad. Certainly with double Sherms, Jagdpanzer might work out better. Meanwhile, though, he's losing ground on the west. He 2 Momo4sho in the 2nd Infantry Division, pushing the Germans out of the cemetery. Troops are healing, reinforcing. He could try and begin destroying the Schwerpanzer quarters, which would make things very awkward there for VonIvan. And Jagdpanzer Gefechtsbereit. No. No. So there you go, sending that one out here for the fatherland. Panzer loose, Sturmpanzer moving out with MG34 backing it up. Jagdpanzer moving in. There you go, double Shermans with double bulldozer blades. Panzer being countered, Jagdpanzer firing, missing. Basin being forward, heavy fire here, back and forth. White phosphorus here to make it harder for the German infantry to push forwards. Damage into one of them. More white phosphorus here, further threatening VonIvan's force. They push onwards, but onwards they push. VonIvan doesn't give a damn here. But there you go, taking 2 heavy casualty from the Shermans. Grenade going off there into tank gun and almost cleared out there. Jagdpanzer laying nice hit on the Sherman. Got the anti-tank move through the white phosphorus as well. Trying to repair here under heavy fire. We got the anti-tank flying back. Lieutenant moving up with a bazooka here. VonIvan does need to be a bit careful on the anti. Can't get rid of that one. That'd be huge. And there you go, does end up falling back here. He does decide not to push his luck any more than it can hold, and he's already barely holding, truth be told. Germans heading forwards, anti-tank looking at the Schwerpanzer quarters. 83 versus 238. Sherman on the MD34. In the east here, we got troops flanking up here on Momo4sho, taking advantage of his heavy focus into the cemetery here to hit him on the flank. And there we go for a well, distraction in detail, series of engagement, just clearing out whatever sort of smaller force Momo4sho here and there, allowing him then to sort of slowly but surely gain the upper hand of the battlefield. In that way, just make a big push to destroy Momo's forces. And there you go, also flanking, just looking to hit weak spots further. Tried to hit the Jagdpanzer, but encountered too much resistance there from Momo. Still, Momo is taking quite a beating from this. Ooh, rifling on the Obersoldaten does a nasty bit of damage there. 29 kills. Those reactions with rifling have done a lot of damage there for him. Of course, so some of the Panzers there with one with 14, the other with 38. Rangers here, no Thompsons, a bit more exposed than to the Panzer Fusilier. Sherman still being fixed up here. Still, he's got both Shermans operable and alive, which is what we can say about VonIvan and his Panzer IVs. Jagdpanzer creeping up there to take off ahead, but misses spectacularly. You got 230 versus 62. Points being seized back and forth here in the west and the east. For now, it's hanging on here, but it's looking a bit frantic. Almost got the Sherman there. Shot fire, bounced off the Sherman's llama here. Sturmpani is caught here in the middle of what remains of the road. I mean, obviously the road has seen quite a bit of abuse there on the west side. And Gaveticho on the Pilfer taking in the command of VonIvan. Heavy damage to the Sherman. Momo's forced to fall back already and gets a wipe here on the infantry unit with a grenade, leaving Momo4sho with just 3 Essions, the riflemen and the rangers. Whereas VonIvan still has several panzers to escort the Sturmpanis and the Obersoldaten. Definitely a problem there for Momo4sho. Again, highlights just how VonIvan's tactics and strategy has been that way long-term successful compared with Momo4sho. As Momo's been struggling much more to keep his infantry alive and sort of operable, whereas again VonIvan has been very effective at keeping the advantage and denying Momo his advantage. So what will VonIvan go for next? Will he try for the command Tiger tank? Will he go for more Jagdpanzers, Panzer IVs, Panthers? Or is there some other plan here that VonIvan is hatching versus his opponent? As for Momo, I guess we could be seeing more Shermans, so at this stage you might want to consider Jackson. Tank Destroyer. So a bit quiet here. Watch over the centre, moving up the eastern side here. Panzer Facility steady advancing. Sherman sitting out for something, but what is it? Okay, looks like they're just going to charge ahead without smoke streams or anything. As you can see, that was definitely a very ill-advised move. So now that VonIvan's gotten both of the Momo4sho's anti-tank guns, easily destroying one Sherman there. I mean, just charging into the centre without any sort of real smoke screening there against any potential anti-tank defense was definitely, I think, ill-considered there, to put it mildly, and VonIvan is able to punish it. So it might be that Momo's starting to suffer a bit from tunnel vision against his opponent, which is only to the advantage of VonIvan if he's aware, but it can of course play around it. There we go, got machine gun trooper taking heavy fire from the Sherman. 22 kills, half HP victory free, but Momo's forces are bleeding out rapidly. 30 kills here, Sherman moving up, but still has to worry about this anti-tank guns and that Jagdpanzer. Don't take that thing lightly. 218 versus 62. 16. Points taking out here for Momo. Caught here by an MU-34 with the western point. And these we got more forces here from VonIvan. Really putting a halt there for any of Momo4sho's forces movements. Moving up with the MU-34. Not necessarily a bad move here. Certainly forces VonIvan to have to react elsewhere rather than just take constantly to where VonIvan is ready for it. So that's definitely a better move there. Another Sherman for Momo. Another Sherman.
The command vehicle has converted to a static building.
Jagdpanzer half health, or half weight of Etchings 1. For now, VonIvan just seems to be tightening his stranglehold of the map. He's laying down booby traps, he's laying down mines and making as well there. And he's constantly looking to flank his opponent, even if he's got the upper hand. He's not going to try and fight an engagement down to his advantage, at least he's going to try to. Rangers could get the Thompson here, but Momo's not investing into that. He seems to be trying to outflank VonIvan here in the cemetery, but it's happening at a very slow pace, which is making it easy for VonIvan to react to it if it comes down to it. Bearson's there firing at Sturmpani, squad taking hits from the punch. We got the Shermans moving forward here for Momo and the 2nd Infantry, hammering the unfortunate Panzer Facility there with heavy fire. 163 versus 62. Of North, Momo4sho's assault has actually stalled. There you go, push out of the cemetery. We're down to 148 here, and it just continues to tick down here against Momo. His forces are heavily depleted. For now, he's going for the battle group headquarters. Might we see the command tank reports all over? I mean, he's getting a lot of fuel again. It is a feature of the map. So, I mean, he may just need the fuel on the map. I can call in the command tiger tank. Sherman setting out. Air recons again here from Momo. Oh, that's VonIvan in action now, 9 me. Halfway to the data on that Sherman, pursuing the machine gun, all of a sudden hunting about here, trying to use the blind spots to maybe just avoid getting detected here by his opponent. But that did not work out. Instead, took a face full there of high explosive shell there from the Shermans. Looks like he's also not setting up for the command tiger tank, since he's just not setting up manpower. 97 versus 62. Still decent push there by Momo. He's regained some of the victory points to sort of slightly slow down the bleed, but the old situation for Momo here is still pretty rough. Shermans are charging fortunately the anti-tanks and the Yak Pants are worth noting once more. There is a distinct lack of smoke since they're prepared for the assault. It's only when the assault commences, it sort of begins considering using it. At which point the Sherman's already taken so much damage, it doesn't matter too much. This is sort of a point where okay, if you had an idea of it, you should just smoke it before charging in with the Shermans, which I think would have made it much easier to close in without taking catastrophic damage. And instead, both Shermans are down. There you go, GG from Momo4sho. GG. Victory for the fatherland here. No command tiger tank though. So there you have it, highlighting some of the new stuff. Then in the end, the phenomenon I think won just through better tactics and flexibility in the battlefield, whereas Momo4sho I think at times just fought engagements that really didn't help him out a ton. So he just got slowly worn down here. But for now just kept moving, kept looking for weak spots, kept looking for units he could wipe out easily, and that would slowly build up an advantage against the opponent. Especially when the mistakes VonIvan made, he was able to, I think, make bigger gains versus Momo4sho as the fight went on. Momo4sho just lost a slight tendency towards tunnel visioning. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell your friends, tell your family, but don't tell your enemies. Also, a big thanks to Daniel for donating and supporting the Propagandacast. You too, Daniel, are part of my company heroes. So thank you all. You're all a wonderful audience, and hope to see you all tomorrow again for a nice episode. Bye.